one big thing that we've been discussing is that anyone who is an intermediary in transactions is not necessarily going to get replaced because they do offer a value. It's just where do they offer value in the ecosystem might change. And that's where we talk about maybe intermediaries being pushed more to the outside of an ecosystem for business cases. Is this something you could elaborate on for a couple minutes, Dave?
Yeah, so moving from a centralized to a decentralized model means that everything is flipped, it's turned inside out. So as you just pointed out right there, so middlemen are now on the outside. And the outside is not a bad place to be. There's all sorts of services that can be opened up with this. So the way I see this, there's a couple places. There's aggregation, analysis, implementation, delegation, and other services. So aggregation, if you have all of these verifiable credentials, all of these data points, individually, that's data, but collectively, there may be information involved with that. So it could be your investment portfolio, it could be your health record, it could be your resume. All these things are aggregations of data points about yourself. Are you the best person to assess your financial portfolio or your health information? Are you the best person to decide whether you should get a job or not? I always think I am. So aggregation like that allows people to be able to do analysis and provide that on top of the data you have. So I think that's, and because it's much more accurate data and verifiable, I think that's a really good one. Delegation is an important one. Not everyone is going to carry one of these expensive devices with them. And not everyone is able to use that. There are people who have literacy issues. There's accessibility either through financial issues or mental health or physical limitations. And so we need to be able to delegate this to something else. Some people may just lose their private keys all the time and decide, you know what, I want an online wallet. So there's hosting services like that. There's actual systems that are, because it's a new way of doing things, it's going to open up a whole bunch of new business models. So people will be able to create software applications that take advantage of verifiable credentials and identities. And so I think that's a whole new marketplace that we're going to see a lot of offerings coming up in. Yeah, and so that's basically, it's taking the types of things we've had before, aggregation, analysis, and implementations, and being able to use these with this new technology. So a lot of people who are doing that in an existing model, they're just going to have to change their focus. And I think there's going to be a lot of time where they can do a hybrid between the two. So for example, if it's verifiable credentials, I've got 35 years of experience in the software industry. All of those credentials in my past, or all that information in my past, I'm not going to be able to get credentials on those. So I'm going to have to go to a third party who can do the attestations on these claims that I make, that I worked at these companies, like a background checking company could find that. So there's a lot of opportunity for people to get information into a verifiable state and to do the kind of work that, let's say, a notary public has been doing, our background checking company. So yeah, lots of opportunities in this, and the strategies are to look at what you can do with this type of information.